All right, so this is actually months and months later. Sorry, one more time. This is actually months and months later, and I've had some time to think about this. I have seen some other reviews, one by, of course, MQBHD, who thought MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee's channel, who thought that this was absolutely a ridiculous thing. I kind of disagree. I think there are definitely certain great use cases for something like this, particularly since we've been seeing, at least over here in California, and also Portland, Oregon, and most recently also New York City, where they've had some crazy fires that have been polluting the atmosphere and the space. Something like this would have definitely helped, while still being a little bit kind of stylish and having really good sound quality in the headphones. However, I can't see myself carrying this thing around because it's just massive and it's really heavy. And you really want to have attention. If you put this on, you're definitely going to have some attention depending on wherever you live. I just tried it down here over in San Jose, and while most people didn't seem to notice at all because, I'm sitting there in a cafe, there were a couple of people who did happen to glance my way, and obviously they couldn't stop staring. They couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. So that's one of those things, is if you're afraid of looking weird and out of space, I can't see you using these much until something like this becomes more and more popular. With that said, there were definitely some issues that I had hoped over the past, I think it's been 2 months now, since I've tried these. This is a new pair, completely new. The first one I had issues with, and I sent back and I told the Dyson people, store management over in the Westfield down in San Jose, the Dyson store, and I told them some of the issues that I was experiencing and why I was still disappointed with what it was during my entire trial period. Okay, so if you didn't know, there's actually 14 days that you can try these out. So they didn't solve those issues for me for the most part. Maybe just a little bit one. So one of the issues that I had was with the air purifier on, okay, I can hear on this side the motor, or at least my hearing is more sensitive on my left side. So on the regular, just standing lowest mode, in the auto mode or the lowest mode that the air purifier detects as needed, I hear a faint kind of squealing sound every once in a while. That's really annoying. It goes away when I turn it up to high or a higher level of air volume, but that also increases the sound that you hear in your ears. It is kind of like a white noise. Some people may like it, some people don't like it. I think it's generally okay. It doesn't bug me too much, except for that squealing noise. So that means that I'm relegated to just using one of the higher power levels in terms of filtration. So that just adds a little bit more noise to my usage, which, could be somewhere where I'm just using it out in public. Obviously, inside the house, I don't have any of those problems because I have good air purifiers going around, and they do a really decent job of purifying the air around me. Okay. Big issue number 2. Now, I am in calls, as a lot of us are, who maybe work from home or work remotely. Now, what I was hoping is that these headphones would still retain the noise cancellation capabilities while I'm still on a call. And actually it doesn't. So the second I switch to a phone call, like if I'm calling in for a Zoom meeting, I'm just not going to be able to have any noise cancellation whatsoever. It just turns off. So the only noise cancellation that is still active when you're on a phone call is just the passive noise cancellation, which means these big muffs on your ear. So if I have basically in the summer during the heat, and that's why I'm wearing a tank top, is it gets a little warm and I want to have the AC on. AC is a little bit loud. I want that to be blocked from my ears completely while I'm also on a phone call. But no, you can't do that. I don't know why it can't do it, but it turns off the noise cancellation completely when I'm on a phone call. So that is also another negative mark against the Dyson Zone headphones. So those were some of the main reasons why I thought that it wasn't worthwhile. You got the issue with the price, which they tried to adjust a little bit right now. If you're actually a registered Dyson owner, they give you a $200 coupon. So they're actually $200 less than when I started out. And, that alleviates some of those issues. But in the end, for something that is roughly $800 or $700 plus tax and shipping wherever it is that you live, I just can't seem to justify something like this. I don't live in a super polluted area. If I did, this would totally make sense. We really don't get too many wildfires yet. Actually, knock on wood on that one, PG&E has really messed us up over the past few years with the fires. And also, I don't really have too much pollution where I'm at, which is great. I'm in Sunnyvale, California, just basically on the border between Cupertino and Sunnyvale, and the air quality is generally okay. I do appreciate some of the features that are on here. The geek in me appreciates a lot of things that goes on with the Dyson Zone headphones. It actually makes me, at least to my nephews, they think it's really cool that I have this and that I can wear it on, and I actually kind of sort of sound like Bane in my own ears because of the way that the noise cancellation and the sound reflects back in my ear. I guess that's kind of neat. But for $700 some dollars or $800 some dollars, I'm not a whole lot into cosplay, and I actually really have great headphones already. And really, to be fair, all one needs to do is put on one of those better air filtration devices, and that's probably going to be better. And by device, I mean just a nice face mask. And then 95 would probably do the same as in terms of filtration, possibly even better in some circumstances. Now, there is one particular video that you should check out, and I have a link down below where the people actually go out to get some lab testing done, and they found out that the filtration actually works very well for certain circumstances and for certain things. Particularly particulate matter, so these filters actually do work. These motors are actually spinning, and this is kind of a unique type of technology that only Dyson can provide. So in that sense, I guess all of this kind of makes sense. Where I probably might buy in and what might be a bit of a value for me, at least where I'm at and where I'm sitting in terms of this, is look, make it a little bit lighter, make it a little bit cheaper, and, make it look less like this. Make it so that if I'm out walking, this isn't going to look like crazy. Maybe this needs to be clear. Maybe people need to be able to see my face. Rather than blocking it off. Maybe have that option. I think that might go a long way for people to accept a device like this and kind of really understand what it does, rather than make it just look like you're just kind of some sort of weirdo who is a cyberpunk freak or is in cosplay. I think that might be, some of the ways that would make this work out. But really, Dyson, you really got to get the price down to $500. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. So at this price range, I just can't see anything worthwhile. It's not the best at anything at all, but it is the best and the only headphones that will purify the air for you, at least to some degree. And for that, it might be worth it to you. All right, so those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below. If you are interested in seeing more videos like this, please make sure that you subscribe, because I do test out a lot of these weird, crazy things, and I definitely provide an alternative view that I feel like is very honest. Yeah, very honest, and typically not sponsored. Okay, please give us a like, subscribe for more. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, remember what I said about the sound that was over here on this side of the headphones? It's actually gone in the second set. So it could be that there was just a little bit of a defect on the first version. And I definitely got one of the early serial numbers. Obviously, this is over 2 months later, and maybe that's resolved, or maybe I just had a bad one. At the time, I couldn't test many of the other Dyson headphones, but I did notice that the ones that were in a store demo were affected. However, this one seems to be generally okay. I might hear just a little bit of it starting out, but it appears to be well lubricated. It still doesn't mean that it won't come back. At least I know that I have a 2-year warranty on it, so I guess I appreciate that from Dyson. Keep this in mind. If you are trying these out and you're trying them directly from Dyson, you do only have a 14-day wearables return policy. It's not the full 30 days, it is 14 days. Yes, that's right. And on the box it says XD, X as in Xerox, and then D as in dog. Okay, let me check. Yes, I got it. Okay. Okay, great. And let me see. Oh, it has the instructions on here. Label must be used within 14 days and all that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.